So in this particular case right here, this case is called the what, not the who. The reason why the name of this case is because I want y'all as the audience. I don't want y'all to focus on the parties involved. I need y'all to focus on the what, the reason, the situation, okay? Oftentimes, a situation plays out and we as the people, and I say we because I'm not always hosting. I'm only hosting one day a week. So for the rest of the week, I'm just an audience member. As we are watching in the audience, we tend to see that people are paying attention to the who and not the what, okay? So this case is called, thank you for the auto renewal, 12 months, thank you. And if you go and send out subs, again, recommend you do it today. The what and not the who. This is HB versus LILSQUO. This is a 2-for-1 case. Let me give y'all context. This case is, okay, 6 months renewal, appreciate it. This case is HB versus LILSQUO because of the conversation that was centered around the problem, okay? There was a situation that played out where two parties on the app. One is a live host, one is pretty much a panelist. Majority of the time a common cousin. And apparently this panelist got into it with this host, pretty much made some disrespectful threats to this host. And as a result, the host had responded, I guess it's a year later, pretty much stating that this panelist was accused of being a P3DO, right? So this panelist threatened his host, said some disrespectful things to this host, didn't appreciate it. The host responded by saying, well, I heard that you are a P3DO. And as a result of that conversation, it caused the panelist to dox himself. He showed his driver's license on live. He gave out his full name, date of birth, okay? Just so he can make it clear, because this accusation was put out on live. He said he wanted to clear his name on live. It was, you can't clear something like that privately because it was said publicly, okay? So for those who work, be in school, you're doing things throughout the week and you're missing this type of shit, this is why we come here on Sunday, so we can talk about it, we can get into it, and we allow the people to pretty much make their final decision on what happened. Well, the reason why this is a 2-for-1 case is because now that y'all have context as to what happened, hear what the conversation is between HB and LILSQUO. And this is why the case is called the what, not the who. Let's listen.
Though she never directly said you in particular, just any man. She didn't put no jackets on you or nothing. She just said, I just don't be in the house with no man. Remember that?
No, that ain't how it was presented.
Okay, you tell me how it was presented?
Yeah, I was told that I made her uncomfortable. It wasn't any man. It was I made her uncomfortable.
But you did hear what she said when she said it out of her own mouth. When she said, regardless how it was repeated back to you, any man that was how it was repeated back to you.
And her live is glitching a little bit.
Any man presence alone would have made her uncomfortable.
Thank you.
Correct? Pretty much. You agree to that at least?
I don't know. I ain't never heard nothing from her directly.
Hey, Mac. Hey, Live with Purpose.
So, but she never directly put a jacket on you. So what if she had said, I don't want LILSQUO in the house with me because LILSQUO is a sex offender and you ain't even no sex offender. How would they have made? What if she was just straight up like that? Straight to the point. I'm talking about
Thank
bold.
you, T.
You mean in the moment back then or in the moment now? Because it's a difference. I said in the moment back then or the moment now. See, it's hindsight 2020. You know better. You do better.
Again, if it happened, this
Thank you,
same way you got the
Suburban. Good to see
information
you.
about
Hey, Queen.
she was uncomfortable in the house. What if what was really said was she thought that you was a sex offender, or she just knew you wasn't, and you knew you weren't? What if it was that? Would you been angry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you really would have been mad. Now, what if we got on the app and told you need to let it go?
Huh?
What if we had got?
And the reason why I use the term P3DO is because I have to be very careful with my language. So she pretty much, the guy that made the disrespectful remarks to the creator, she said he was a SO. So if you know what SO means, then cool. But if not, that's why I said P3DO, just to protect my life.
What you would have told us if we got on the app and told you need to just let that go?
If y'all ain't never been through it, y'all can't say nothing.
That's not what I asked. I said, what if we told you, what if we got on the panel and said, Score, you just need to let that go. You don't need to defend your name. You need to get over it. Somebody called you. Somebody didn't insinuate, they didn't allege. They just straight up called you sex offenders.
What I just told you.
Hey, Kiara.
If you ain't been through it, you can't tell me. That's what my response would have been.
That's not an answer.
Like, it's the difference when you talking to somebody that have been through the experience. You feel me? Because they got hindsight. They know you. They talk to you. They gonna tell you the real. You feel me?
So would you have continued to? Wait a minute. Would you have continued to defend your name though? No matter what they. No matter what they
listen to counsel, good counsel. It's different.
I'm not asking you. If somebody accused you of being a sex offender, okay?
And somebody told me to just chill out. I know
you need to let it go and get over it.
Thank you,
Would you not have continued to defend your name? Yes or no?
Okay, she's asking him a direct question. The question, because again, context purposes. When all of that transpired, when the panelist was being accused of being an SO, he then started to give his name, date of birth, so he can clear his name publicly. Squo and someone else came into that live telling him that he didn't need to do that, that he shouldn't have done that, he shouldn't have gave his name. Basically, he should not have doxed himself to prove that he was not a SO online. Okay? So HB is directly asking him if it was being done to you, though. And she mentioned a situation where he was offended because a creator on his app said that she did not feel comfortable with him being in a home. So she's asking, well, how would you have felt if that same creator accused you of being the SO? That's the direct question she's asking. How would you have reacted? Would you want somebody to tell you not to defend yourself if you're being accused of being an SO? Let's listen.
Confusing now because you gave me an introduction of an extra person coming to say something, but then you asking this question. So that's
It's not confusing at all. It's very simple. You in the shoes of most hated, okay?
Right, and that's why I said when you came in,
somebody told you.
Hey, listen, HB, okay, it made you a little tipsy. If somebody came, I said if somebody.
I may be tipsy, but I ain't slow.
Okay,
you defended your name, no matter what. And you know what else?
Let me finish. Hold on, listen. I ain't get to say a sentence yet, HB.
Because you ain't saying.
Because you didn't hear what I just said. You asked me a question. You said if you introduced a person, I said if that person has been through something, I would listen to good counsel. That means I would listen to that person like, oh, bro, hey, man, you know, this shit right here is just them trying to cap on you, bro. Just go ahead and just calm down because really, you know what I'm saying? See, didn't nobody do none of that whole day. It just kind of festered on me.
I don't care if I've been through it or not. You need to defend your name. I'm not going to tell you to let shit go. Especially when you just witnessed me not let go something and nobody ain't even put no jacket on. even put no jacket on me.
Was calling me all types of weird ass shit.
That's Bryson. He don't count.
That's how TikTok works on this side. It sounds like 2020, right? We know how that work on this side, right?
But guess what you did when Bryson did that? You continue to defend your name.
No, I didn't. I ain't say nothing else about it.
Somebody literally.
I did that one day, and I didn't say nothing else about it after that one day.
Okay, I just think that you and Tim crazy as hell for telling this boy that he should let it go. Somebody accused him of being a sex offender. They didn't allege, they didn't beat around the bush, they didn't say they heard. They just straight out accused him of being a sex offender during a roast session. That's a hell of a jacket. That's not somebody saying, I'm uncomfortable with being in a house with men. That's not saying somebody saying, you know, I don't like men.
Hindsight 2020, his name really already cleared already. So it does matter, because now, does it reflect more on him right now, or is the other person more so? See, like right now, I'm actually, like even while that was going on, while everybody was just saying and sending those punches, I was in his back channel. He didn't answer the back channel. That's why I had went ahead and back channel his DM for y'all that don't know where back channel is. But I hit him in his DM, and I told him the same thing I said on the stage. I was looking out for him because I really fuck with Most Hated. I didn't want him to crash out like I did. See, that's somebody that really care about somebody. You hear me? Mm-hmm. So that was my counsel at the moment. Hey, bro, don't do it. Don't even worry about it. Let it slide right now. We'll talk about it later. You know what I'm saying? Let this shit go.
So, LILSQUO advice. LILSQUO advice to the panelists, right? LILSQUO advice was, hey man, I understand that this accusation was put on you publicly in front of hundreds of people. I understand that. However, let's just talk about this privately. Don't engage. You don't have to say nothing right now. That was LILSQUO advice. Meanwhile, HB is saying, yeah, no, he had every right to defend himself and speak up. And if that meant he had to dox himself to clear his name from a outrageous allegation, then it makes sense for him to do so. It's two different things being said. That's why I wanted y'all to focus on the what, not the who. This is why it's a 2-for-1 case. It's HB versus LILSQUO, but y'all understand the context of what the situation is.
I've been through it. It wasn't that long ago. So that was me looking out for a friend.
So we have QL in the audience. She said, mind you, LILSQUO was screaming about his. Again, for those who are new here, hit that follow button. When LILSQUO had a situation with someone on the app, he was highly upset when it was brought to him that this creator said that she was uncomfortable. Not just with him, but just being uncomfortable with different men in the house that she was going to be sleeping at. He was very upset about it. But now this panelist gets accused of being a SO. I want to make sure we are all on the same page. We're all hearing the same thing.
He get to see it. We go straight through it. It ain't like somebody that ain't never said nothing or been through it. I actually went through the same shit with y'all on here. Y'all had put the same shit.
So I'm gonna give you another scenario, okay? We're gonna exclude you from the equation, okay? Is that a deal? Let's get it, let's go. I may be a little tipsy, but you know, I ain't that slow. Listen, I'm gonna give you another scenario. Hold on, I'm gonna mute you.
Okay, so the panelist that had the accusation put on him is here. Now understand something. For those who are new here, just because you are on the docket does not mean you are required to appear in court. You don't have to speak to the case. You don't have to come into the panel. None of that. You do have the right to speak, though, if you are directly involved. Okay. So what I would like to do...
Bella, I'll drop for him.
Yep, and then make sure you request up. So when he's done, you can come right back. All right, so we're going to hear from the man that was accused of SO, being an SO. Hello, Most Hated.
Hey, how are you?
All is well, and yourself?
I'm doing good.
What's up, Petty Row? Good to see you. All right, so Most Hated, again, this case is HB versus Squo. The what, not the who, okay? Basically, the what is you were accused of being a SO by a creator. And as a result of you being accused, you felt it was necessary to dox yourself.
I sure did.
All right, so I'm going to put myself on mute because I get some feedback, but I would like for you to give the audience just a little bit of backstory of what happened.
So I called Capra corny and whatnot, and she got mad and called me that, whatever that P3, whatever. And I told her, I stay in California. I was born in California, came to Texas. She said that I gave her a fake name. I said, that's a lie. So that's why I doxed myself. And I don't mind doxing myself to do all that, because I don't play behind that. I got nieces and nephew and everything. And it's just my reputation. And, that's it.
Okay, so it was said that you also put your ID out there to prove that the name that you gave is the name that who you are, who you say you are. Is that true, or that didn't happen?
Yeah, I did. And I stand 10 toes down what I said, that I'm not that type of way. I'm not that way, so don't put a jacket on me. And I'm gonna thank HB and the people that spoke up for me, and I do appreciate that.
Okay. So even after providing your name, providing your ID, it was also said that your ex-girlfriend came into the live and was clear that that is the name that you gave. That's your name.
The only name I gave her, I'm not gonna give nobody else's name. I gave my whole full name. And she said, oh, you're lying, you're this, you're that. I said, no, that's my freaking name. Well, I gotta lie about my name.
So my question is, after that accusation was put out there, how did that make you feel? What has happened since that was said?
I was very, very highly upset. I went to my auntie's house, a couple of drinks, hugged my little nieces and nephews. They said, oh, I love you, uncle. I love you, uncle. It does hurt me a little bit behind that. I know I'm a troll, but don't put that on me.
So here's my thing, right? It was said by the creator that you also you had said something as far as like wanting to do harm to her. Did that happen? Did you wish some type of harm on her?
I didn't know that was Kappa a year ago, whatever it was. And she said, I want you to meet me by the bridge and whatever. I didn't even know who this person was. And I told her I apologize and asked Kappa, whatever. I'm not going to accept your apology, but I apologize. But don't put that code on me.
Okay. All right. So in hindsight, you are admitting that it started with you saying what you said to her. And as a result, even though you apologized, she did not let that go. But she, in fact, said, okay, well, based on how you treated me, she felt disrespected by you, and that was her way of responding to your disrespect.
But that's like, why would you do that and put that much money behind that and somebody else's name? Like, don't put that on me. And I think that she was just butthurt behind that. And once again, I want to thank HB, the people that spoke up for me behind that. I do appreciate that.
So, are you aware that apparently, because she mentioned in the live, but I'll reiterate it, are you aware that apparently someone went to that creator a year ago and said that you were a SO, and it's alleged that a whole different name was given back then? Are you aware of that?
No, I didn't not know that at all behind that. And I told Kappa, show the Carfax, show that name. And she's not ready to give up that name. But I said, show me the Carfax, show me this person. I learned a lot about which state I'm from. And she never showed the proof.
Okay. So as a result of that situation transpiring, have you been harassed? Has anything happened since those allegations were put on you afterwards?
Because the people that spoke up for me, the common cousins, like, no, I haven't. I just distance myself away from her. That's all I've been doing, to stay away from her and all this kind of stuff, because it's kind of weird behind that.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you would like to provide us with before you go?
Well, I'm not that way, and my record is clean, and that's my real name. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, from California, so I have nothing on my record, whatever, but I do appreciate it.
No problem. So, thank you for coming in. I'm going to allow them to finish hearing the audio between HB and Squall. And then if there's going to be a panel of jurors, we'll see if that's going to be that or not. But I'll just ask a few questions to the audience, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for coming in. All right. Toxic, if you're still in the queue. All right, we're going to continue to listen to the rest of this conversation. And then we're either going to have a panel of jurors, or I'm just going to ask y'all some questions, and then we're going to move on to the next case.
Let's say this. We in Jade's live, right? Jade's the host. Right? We're at Jade's house. And, Cosmic, you know the girl Cosmic. Cosmic says that you're a P3DO. That's what Cosmic say. What do you think's gonna happen to Cosmic after Cosmic calls you a P3DO? Even after you clear your name, okay? Cosmic's in the panel the next day and the next day and the next. Matter of fact, do you think Cosmic's gonna be able to show up the next day? What kind of treatment do you think that Cosmic is going to get? What do you think's gonna happen? Now you go ahead, your turn. You tell me. Just thinking about it, hypothetically speaking, how do you think that's gonna play out? Is she coming back? Will she be able to come back the next day? But they tell you should let it go. How is that gonna work out? Spo, you can unmute your mic and tell me. Should I have to do you a better one, baby? Because I don't know. Spo, are you there? It'll be convenient or you not to be. Oh. Comment cousins. What do you guys think's gonna happen if had that been Cosmic? Or who else can I think of? Somebody with 20 followers and they're following 10. What She would have been dragged. Would she have been able to show up the next day or no? She would have got drugged from the roof.
Lying ass Cosmic?
Yeah, lying ass Cosmic. Had lying ass Cosmic.
All right, so we have Jay in the audience, and it says, what if he was looking for work and an employer came across, hold on, an employer comes across this is dangerous behavior.
They called you, okay, in Jade's live, or Anisha's live, a P3DO. What
Man, anybody in the live probably would have dragged her ass.
Okay, would she have been able to show up the next day and say she not taking it back for calling you that?
Huh?
Would she have been able to show up the next day?
She would have got drugged that night.
So what the fuck is the difference between Kappa and Cosmic? Y'all scared? Cause that's
Nah, I just fuck with both of them. And I want.
Let's stop right there. HB asked, so what's the difference had it been somebody named Cosmic? Had it been them versus the creator that said this, what would have been the difference? And he says, oh, flat out, no hesitation. Oh, would have got dragged. Boom, bam, cut and dry. So then she asked, okay, well, then what's the difference? Why wasn't that energy for that creator? Oh, I fuck with both of them. Do y'all understand why with this particular case is the what, not the who? The what is the problem focus. It don't matter who said what, it's the what, it's the problem at hand.
I really hate that it even went down like that. Went that way for them. Like I didn't want it to go that way. I really wish that they had apologized for. That's my.
But most haters said he did apologize. He said he gave his apology, and we already know just because you apologize doesn't mean the person has to accept it, forgive you, etc. We're understanding of that. Clear was not accepted. So I don't know. I wonder what's going on.
Opinion on it. I wish it didn't go their way. I hate some things actually on the way that they do on this side.
Right. You know, I don't even like most hated. You know that, right? I can't stand him, but I never call him a P3DO when he ain't that. I'll never do it confidently with my chest out, and I never after he proved himself to be, you know, right.
Okay. So Dia in the audience, she said, so her response is, you can't be told nothing, but you carried on how you did just at the word uncomfortable. So again, Squaw was very upset when a creator said that she felt uncomfortable with men being in the home. And he was livid. So I don't know. One thing I had to learn is watch what you say, because your words can come back around on you. You won't do, you will find yourself doing.
That I would never sit there and say, I'm not taking it. I said what I said. And I would never even think that I'll be able to come back to that same platform the next day. But I guess because it's him and the person who called him that is Kappa, it's gonna be a different outcome. It's gonna be a different outcome. You see what I be saying? That's all. That's the point that I just proved with you, and you just proved it. So that's all. Last week. I just proved your point, babe. It's about the who. The only one that said something was Candy and Anisha today. That's it. You can't tell somebody that's why you a sex offender and you ain't at nowhere.
Man, after this thing happened, I ain't even really no more even attention. Like they don't even have that much attention.
Hold on. Then they to the point of breaking down and they trying and they giving out their names. Hold on.
I just don't want to do this on the school. Like it's slow that people even staying on this topic for this long right now. Like them.
Hold on. What? Really? Did we not stay on Squall's topic for damn near 2 weeks about you and Rose? Because she simply said that she didn't want no. Did we not? But slow that we've been on this topic and it just happened this morning? Are you cool? It's slow that y'all telling, what slow is you and Tim telling him he need to let it go. He need to let go somebody accusing him of being a sex offender. Y'all some scary ass pussy ass bitches over there at Jade Live. Like I said before. And I'm not even supposed to be doing this on 999 because the portal is over. That's that picking and choosing shit that I be talking about. But you just said, well, if it was Cosmic or somebody else, they would have been drugged. They wouldn't have been able to show back up today. That's my point. My problem ain't even with Kappa. It's with y'all.
Stay right there. Hence, HB versus Squo. So y'all on the who. I need y'all to focus on the what. I tried to do a case like that for this exact reason. So we're not focused on the who, focus on the what. Focus on the what. But y'all hear HB, y'all hear Squo talking points. And we're going to get into those questions. Clip is almost done. And Amber, thank you for the follow.
So the next time y'all live, please keep it down. Keep the noise down. Because if you're going to play any, mini, mighty, mo, depending on which hoe said what, don't even play it all. Don't play the game at all. Talking about it's so that we keep talking about. It just started. It just happened. Y'all, you and Tam stood over there telling him he need to let it go. But a woman, she simply said, I don't want to be in the house with no nigga. Nothing with a pickle between their leg and I'm in this house and I don't know nobody. Why y'all let people up? We don't know.
Haley.
I'm talking about, that's all she said. And we had to listen to you for 8 hours and we gave you grace. Baby, we sat on that panel. We listened to you. We talked you through it. We talked you down. We really didn't have no room to do so. But we still did it. And you sit up here telling him he need to let it go. He need to let it go. I don't even like Mo Slow. But I'm literally, that right there not cool. That's not cool. And then 1 minute y'all be over there with morals. And then it just don't make sense to me. I ain't hyper shit, nigga. I'm a little buzzed and tipsy. But I ain't hyper. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Yeah, I am. I told him after the show because I had to pay attention and listen to somebody talk to me like I'm talking to him in his soul form. That's how
I guess, child. I guess. I just didn't want to say something. So I now, although she never directly said you in particular, just any man, she didn't put no jackets on you or nothing. She just said.
All right, so that's the end of the clip.
I just want to be in the house with no man.
Stop it right
Remember
there. That's it. That's the talking point. That was the conversation. If you want to be a juror, you request up. If there's not going to be any jurors, I am going to pose the questions to the audience. And we are going to move on to the next case. And the vloggers could stay right here. Okay. Now that I see that there is a request, we're going to move on to the questions. So my question that I do have first for the audience. Was Squo wrong? Hold on, let me see. Okay, wait a minute. All right. So just one by one.
Good morning.
Are you here to discuss the case?
I was going to be a juror.
You gonna be a juror? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So if anybody else want to request up, you may. In the meantime, until others request up, what are your thoughts on this case?
I said, we should focus on the what and not the who. I agree.
Okay. Why do you feel like it is important to the what?
Because a lot of times on this side of TikTok, or if it's your favorite, that determines how you feel about different situations. And I feel like we should just be honest. Even if it's your friend or you rock with them. Yep. Depending on who it is. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All
And
right.
and you are correct. Like, when the situation did happen, Squirrel did want everyone to listen, and it was like an all night thing. So to tell, most hated, it don't even matter, or whatever the case may be, like that wasn't right, because it does matter. That's his name that people were playing with.
Understood. Okay. So it looks like we are going to leave it up to the audience. All right. So again, particular cases I understand. We're gonna leave it right there. Let me ask the audience: was Scroll wrong for telling Most Hated to let it go when the accusation was put out there? Red, yes. Blue, no. Do y'all think Squall was wrong for telling Most Hated to let it go once the accusation was put out there? Red, yes. Blue, no. When you are not voting, make sure you are running up the likes. If you haven't hit the follow button, I am Bella Leon. We do accountability court on Sunday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, discussing different things that happen throughout TikTok. All right, so there is some people who feel like he wasn't wrong. I wish I could hear from those people, but, can't have it all. All right. So it's looking like the majority, 10 seconds left, the majority is leaning towards that Squall was wrong for telling Most Hated to let it go. All right. Okay. Squall had testified today that he showed his ID, he gave his full name, date of birth. His ex came in as a witness to attest to the fact that that was in fact his name. So once all of those things were done, my final question to the audience: once that was said and done, should that creator had issued an apology to Most Hated? Should that creator had issued an apology to Most Hated for the accusation that was put out once he proved who he was? Red, yes. Blue, no. And let's understand something. We cannot force anyone to apologize. With an accusation like that, given the circumstance, again, someone in the audience mentioned job, career. We don't know who's all watching these things. So when something like that is said about someone, it can be very damaging, especially when there is no proof of said things. Okay? And then once that vote is over, I will say this. Once the voting is done. And again, thank y'all for following. All right, so the voting is almost done. The majority have ruled that they do believe that creator do owe Most Hated an apology once his name was put out there that he is not an SO. And I will say this: whoever provided that creator with information that was supposed to be him, it's clear that that was not that man's name. So if they gave that creator a name last year, that name was simply not his. Okay. As an adult, we cannot tell the next person to apologize, to right their wrongs. You can't do none of that. Okay. But to HB's point, you cannot chastise or be ready to jump down on somebody else when they commit the same acts. Hence, Squall admitting, had it been some woman named Cosmic, they would have been ready with their pitchforks, ready to drag her. So with HB point, you can't say what's good for one is not good for the other. If it's wrong for this one doing it, it's wrong if that one did it. It's no different. So that case is done and over with. Most Hated, respectfully, now that the case is over, I hope you're doing okay. That's not an easy accusation to have to walk around with. Luckily for you, there was people that was willing to speak up, speak out. They didn't stay quiet about it, and you were heard. So I do hope that you're doing okay. Mentally, that's not something that's easy to just skate by and just walk past. So most hated, just keep your head up, continue being you. Doubtface, thank you for the follow. But yeah, we understand. All right. Now that case is over.